Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do Owambe makeup and giving you gist story time on how my friend betrayed me. I want you guys to judge whether I was wrong or right for what I did and who was in the wrong or whatever. They might not be a wrong or right, but you get the gist. I'll not call her friend. She's actually an acquaintance. We used to be classmates back in university and we've been good up until this thing happened. So I'm going to take you guys through and let you guys be the judge if I overreacted or I'm just being dramatic or I'm not understanding. I'll be going in with the Maybelline Super Stay in 336 one bronze. I already did my skin prep, so I'm just going in with my foundation straight up. I'm also going to be dropping some gems for you. You guys, what I used to do before, when I want to use a beauty blender, I soak it in water, squeeze out the water. But over time, I noticed that on some days when I squeeze out the water and I try to apply it on my face, it takes away rather than blending out my foundation because of the water on the blender. No matter how much I try to squeeze it, it always does that. Like I never got the technique. Also, I went for a class and the MEA told me I should use my paper towels and actually squeeze it out very well. So the towels will absorb all the water. The beauty sponge is only supposed to be very damp. That's what I started doing and it worked perfectly. So if you're having that issue, this is what you should do. So I'm mixing that up with coconut 355 Maybelline. So while I was working at my former place, I actually got another job and it was a friend that linked me up, an acquaintance, like I said in the beginning. She was the HR for the company and they are looking for somebody to fill in like a position, the same position I was working in my former place. The other time I was still working there and she knew I was working there. So she was actually the one that helped me like pitch me to the company. I did the interview and I got in. But during the interview, what happened was that when they asked me when I was going to start and if I had stopped working, I told them, yeah, that I've quit the job and I'm no longer working there, so I can start. But my friend knew I had not quit because she knows. I told her. She was like, okay, I should try and get a letter from my bosses if I can, because they were asking for proof that I stopped working there. So if I can get a letter, I should try and push back my resumption date because I was still like trying to settle myself with that company. I found a way around. I got the letter. I'm going in with Born This Way concealer in Mocha. I let it sit for a while before blending it out. So when I was able to get the letter, because she was actually the one that advised me what to do. So when I got the letter and I sent it to her, she was able to do the pushback for me. But I didn't quit my job because from the interview, I got the vibe that it was going to be so much pressure. And you know, I told you I was working a hybrid job. I was supposed to be at work twice a week for my other job, and this new one I got was fully remote. So I felt like I could juggle the two of them easily. So I did not want to quit because first of all, I liked this my other company. Just because I didn't want to turn down the job, I was just going to see how it would be for the first few months. And the pay was twice my other salary. But I did not mind. Like once you're going to stress me, no matter the amount you're paying me, count me out. So that was really my thing. I'm going in with Nuban Beauty concealer in 043. So what I was basically doing was I was trying to like experiment and see how that job was going to be before I fully commit. But my friend did not know that I had not quit. She knew I was still working there, but she thought I was like off boarding. They started the onboarding. She sent me the laptops and everything that I'll be needing. And before that, she already told me that the company is they do their things fast, 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 fast because it's a crypto company. So she was talking about pressure and stuff like that. Even without her telling me, I already got the hints from the interview because they were asking me so much pressure questions. I was like, that was the more reason why I was like, do I really want to work here? I don't like pressure. Let me test run for a few months. And because also I was a content creator, I really needed my freedom and time. So I was just like, okay, let me see. This is a Too Faced Born This Way in Taffy. This is to brighten my under. So I'll be going in with the Born to Glow NYX foundation in Cocoa for my contour. So because I was trying to figure out stuff, how to log in on the laptops, she video called me so she will help me. So because she's my friend, she already knows how my office looks like because I post it now, so she knows. So when she video called me, she saw that I was in the office. That was when she found out that on the day I was supposed to start work, my first day of work, I wanted to work from the office. Oh, when she found out that I was in my office, she was like, Winifred, you're in your office. You did not quit your job. I thought that I was still in my offboarding process. That in our company, you have to give a month's notice instead of 2 weeks before I'm able to quit and stop working. So I was trying to finalize the. That's what I explained to her. Really, she ended the call. She didn't even tell me anything. In my head, I was like, this is not the first time people are doing two jobs, together. So far, it's not affecting work or it's not telling on your work. I don't see any issue there. So I'm using the Watch Me Blush by TM Essential. She now called my friend to report me to her. Because remember I told her she's an acquaintance. So we actually have a mutual friend. So it was the mutual friend she called to report me that look at what I did do, blah blah blah. Going in with the Laramie setting powder in translucent. Next thing she just sent me a text message. I sent you a link, join the meeting. Ha! Hey! I said which kind of thing be this? She now puts me amongst the panel of her workers. Oh. Okay, before that, she was already telling me that she has to tell them, she cannot not tell them. That she has that now that she knows, she just has to tell them. I was like, ah. She didn't want to hear my explanation. She was just like, she has to tell them. I didn't understand the logic behind that. I was already weak. I didn't know that it was over from that point. When I joined the meeting, I'd already given up at that point because I already knew what was coming. At the same time, I was in shock that that was her next line of action because we are not strangers. It was not a strange person I was talking to. So I was just wondering what the problem was. So I joined the meeting and started asking me about my other work, if I quit. I don't have anything to say. I was really not saying anything. I already given up because I was like, ah, this is the end. So at the end of the day, they took back their employment. The baffling thing about this whole situation to me was it was the way she actually treated me like a complete stranger, like she did not know me before. Because the thing about this whole thing is that first of all, it's over familiarity and see finish. Because if she did not know me or know my office, where would she think I was? Like, because if it's not affecting my work or if maybe I'm lagging because of my other job, that's when we say okay, maybe is enough reason. But I'm not even started. I was just about to start. It didn't even give me a chance to explain. The whole thing that was baffling me about this thing was that after the whole thing, even that day, okay, that day passed, she didn't say anything. No explanation, no, because the way she told me hold on was the way, and then she just sent the link. That was the end of our conversation. That was our last conversation to today. She never messaged me to explain that, okay, this is what it was, or maybe my job, blah blah blah, or something like that. Like no explanation. Because how I was looking at it was that so if I really really was off boarding from my office and I was doing my 1 month period before I go, that was how I would have actually lost on both sides. Like I would have quit my old job and I would have also lost this new one because you outed me. If it was a regular HR person, because I know regular normally HR people are always wicked. But this one was my friend, like acquaintance, whatever. Like we know each other. It was something that I was already expecting, or maybe some form of explanation. Because I was so confused. I was actually so lost that that was her next line of action. She didn't even come in to say, "Okay, I don't like this thing that you're doing. It's not right. To do this, do this, do this, do that." Like nothing. She just gave me a link, enter this meeting. They said they're not want taking me again. Blah blah blah. And that was the end. I've never been betrayed in my life. Like it felt like it really felt like betrayal. I swear, only because it was coming from her. The thing about life is that I usually think of like how I'll handle a situation and try and put myself in other people's shoes. First of all, that person I would never report you to my boss or try and like the highest I can do. I'll just call you and say, "See, oh, this is what it is. Oh, it's not nice. So better do this." I'll just advise you. That's it. And you can do whatever you want to do. But for you to use your mouth to now go and tell them with your full chest, you don't now give me any explanation or any back end this thing. It was just to me it was very evil, Sha. I just felt like it's not something I can do to my friend. Or even you don't even have to be my friend. Like it's not something I can do to anybody that I even know. For the fact that I even know you. Even that my mutual friend that she was talking to, I know that she too, she cannot do that. She's a HR. I have two HR friends. And I explained it to them. And they were like, that it's not even that. That whenever you employ someone in a company and the person maybe does something bad, it's not the HR's fault. It has never been that it's the HR like that is taking the fault for the person's wrongdoing or something like that. They did not see any reason why she would have handled the situation that way. But it has passed, it has passed. That's how I stopped talking to her. I can never be friends with that type of person. Like, because it just shows me that you can go to any length. I don't know, it's just wickedness, just pure wickedness to me. I used a bunch of eyeshadows on my eye. I don't even know what I use. Just a lot of eyeshadow. I'm using this. I've applied blush, but I think I want more. I'm using this Queen Amina palette by House of Tara burnt orange as my blush. Then I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. I'm going to be using this to dust off my under eye. My cheek glaze by TM Essential. Finally, I'm going in with the Nuban Beauty Silk Spray. So all in all, that was how we stopped talking. She did not contact me until today. I also did not contact her. And that was it. So let me know if maybe I was overreacting or I was taking it too personal or I was being too emotional or I was being sentimental. Just let me know because it's not something I would do to my friend or even someone that is not my friend. So I don't expect somebody like that to do that to me. I felt like it was too extreme, and I don't know how to hang out with people like that, or I don't know how to relate to people like that. I just term you as being evil and wicked. That's my own thing. So if you can go out of your way to hurt somebody, that day I cried though. I cried like a baby. Like I cried so much. I said, but yeah, this is the final look. I'm about to go for a wedding. So yeah, you guys, see you guys in my next video. Bye.